All right, let's see what's going on. I guess we clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer, and essentially, as a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much is that I help people to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And the whole idea of helping you to become mentally and emotionally balanced it's just so you can attain your highest level of consciousness. So, when we're talking about attaining your highest level of consciousness, what we're saying here is you becoming Christ like, or you becoming Buddha like, Krishna like. It's ultimately you attaining the highest level of consciousness. Now, if you know anything about, let's just say Krishna, Buddha, Jesus Christ, I mean, these are figures that represent, like the highest level of, self-consciousness. That's why if you know anything about them, you would learn about their trials and tribulations, what they have to overcome. And at the end, they became, whoever they became through their trials and tribulations. And all of that is pretty much it's your story too. And ultimately you'll know as you go through this journey, you'll get to see, like these are what the steps that you have to go through. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. But going back to what I do, essentially, I help you to be a better version of you, and but for you to get there, you would have to be in alignment with yourself. So therefore, um, being mentally and emotionally balanced allows you to be in alignment with you, but most importantly, it helps you to have a broader perspective of things around you. Like if you want to be too emotional, because the minute you become too emotional, I mean, it affects the way you see things. In fact, that's why we'll say, bro, I mean, you don't think you're being too emotional? No, just a little bit. But we're also saying you're not seeing, or I mean, it's not what you think this is. Like, take a step back. So I'm saying that to say, for you to attain your highest level of consciousness, your emotions and your intellect has to become together. Now, if you choose to be, let's just say, too intellect and to be less emotional, thinking to, let's just say, and most people think that too, like to reject your emotions, that's what self mastery is. And that's not the key at all. That's not true at all. True self mastery it's being in touch with all of you. It's not suppressing a side of you. And then, because the minute you suppress any side of you, you become one sided and you're not whole. And because you're not whole, your perspective, in fact, toxicity, the foundation of being toxic, it's when you're not whole, meaning you have a certain emotions that you're not addressing. There's a certain emotions or certain pain, that you are refuting instead of embracing or embodying it. So neither, I mean, being, too, and if you become too intellect, now you become very robotic. You have no emotions. You stepping on people's toes. You done forgot, nigga. Remember, man, you are not perfect yourself. You don't went to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You can't fuck with no hood. You went Hollywood on niggas. I'm wild. Mm. The key. That's why you have to be mentally and emotionally balanced, and that balance now with a clear heart. You can use your intellect, and with a sharp intellect now, it also allows you. You have to add a little bit of emotions in it. In fact, to become emotionally intelligent. I'm sorry. Is to use or understand your. I mean, it's to have a very intelligent emotion. I mean, relationship with your emotions. No, I'm saying it's not you going against you, man. So there's no way you would be able to attain self mastery by, let's just say, dividing or rejecting part of you. I mean, it wouldn't be self mastery at this point. And you will be one sided, but because you wouldn't be able to master neither side of you. So self mastery in itself is embodying, is to become whole. And that's the idea of the yin and the yin, the masculine and the feminine coming together, good and bad, like being, what I'm saying, like polarity. And I do have a recording coming out on that too. You guys gonna love it. But anyway, um, again, so I mean, for you to attain your highest level of consciousness, you would have to become in alignment with you. But not just that, to become more self-aware, well, you got to start with you. If you're suppressing your emotions, you're suppressing your essence, your the divinity in you, or you're not allowing yourself to do what you want to do. It's that's that's anxiety in itself. And how do you become the best of you if you're not using you? You need you to become the best of you. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around it. That's why no one else can do it for you but you. You have to help yourself. But anyway, but with all of that being said, though, what this is also truly saying is you got to become how do you? I mean, a house divided cannot stand. So now, when I'm talking about being emotionally balanced, what we're talking about here, it's the same baseline understanding here. It's you being in relationship with your emotions. This is not you suppressing how you feel. This is you addressing it for what it is. Because the minute you repress it, that's where for you to be healed, you have to embrace it. That's why the remedy of the pain, the remedy of the pain is in the pain. You know what I'm saying? The only way up is through. No, there's no shortcut, man. I'm sorry to say. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to do it. Conscious or unconscious, you still have to deal with the consequences of all of our actions. So therefore, it is best and it is in your best interest. If you're gonna have to deal with you anyway, why not you giving yourself the best you? At least you if you get a result, at least you did it consciously instead of getting a result unconsciously. So therefore, choosing yourself, you can never lose. You can never ever lose. But for you to embrace yourself and all of that, I mean, it comes with, it's we have to become in alignment with us. You have to make that commitment to you. You owe it to you. And you start by doing that, by doing some of the things that you like. All of that is part of the journey. And as you're doing so, and that would allow you to know more about who you are, and you're going to allow the mystery to unfold itself. Oh, it's beautiful. It's worth living every step of the way. Because now you're the one creating your own path, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow the crowd, baby. You know what I'm saying? And just like they say, if there's a path in front of you, It's not yours. Because yours, you always gonna left the path behind you. Free game. Like, listen, it's in the house, baby. But anyway, going back now to being emotionally balanced, you have to acknowledge your emotions. Better yet, when you're dealing with your emotions, you're dealing with energy, and there's intelligence, there's messages. Then you got to understand your pain, meaning, and by having the the understanding of what the pain is, that's how you'll be able to transmute it. In the occult, we call it healing your wounded child. And all of that referring to is just the early emotions in you. Then you would have to have that conversation by reconnecting, seeing, listen, man, there was no reason for you to feel this way. It was part of the journey, or whatever the fuck you choose to tell yourself based on what the situation is. But the old you and the new you, you're going to have that intelligent conversation where it's no longer, what I'm saying, suppressing each other, but you guys are now coming together. And that's the unification of what you will call your higher self, your lower self, the yang and the yin, your masculinity, your femininity. It goes by so many different names, but ultimately, all of that spiritual shit is just your life. That's why in just a second I'm gonna be talking about spirituality. But again, I mean, there's no fucking mystery. There's no, what I'm saying. It's the mystery's us. You see what I'm saying? And not to be in tune with yourself. It's like you are out of pocket. And that's what insanity is. Now you become part of that mental institution. You wilding out there. Because everything starts and ends with you. And the minute you're not in alignment with you, listen, what I'm saying? That's when you become a people pleaser. You're not even standing right. You have no stand at all. you know, you're a yes man, man. Like what? Left, go, left. What the fuck? Can you make a decision? Isn't it your life? It's all of our. I mean, shit. If you're not living it your way, like, what are we talking about? And this no way. I mean, your way that I'm referring to, in terms of your qualities, the things you have to offer, your gifts. This is not just your ways and stepping on other people's toes. That's some bullshit. But your way in terms of what do you have to share with us? We are a community, man. you know what I'm saying? Because everything you add, you bring to this, table matters. That's what culture is. Anything you bring into society or laughter, I mean, we are all contributing to what you call society, nigga. Are you following? Or are you contributing? Like, what part of it are you in? But nevertheless, we all part of it anyway. you know what I'm saying? Winning or losing, I mean, it is what it is. So that's why you will suffer your consequences regardless. Like, I mean, it just is what it is. What you don't know will always get you, but it's your responsibility to always find out, man. You know what I'm saying? It's your responsibility to get yourself together. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense, man. So, have a little bit of decency for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because people, man, it's like it became this cool thing to somehow devalue ourselves, man. How do you do that when everything that involves, I mean, everything around you, I mean, you got to partake in it. and your the level of your involvement in it will also determine the results of it too. You know what I'm saying? Your involvement in God, being a God man or a man of God, will show in your action. See, again, you are the creator, man. You know what I'm saying? Consciously or unconsciously. And the thing is, when you're not conscious, though, you that's what throwing a stone in the air is, and then now it fell into your own fucking head. Now you're turning around and like, who the fuck throw it? Like for me, there's a bunch of idiots, man, who are losing their own money, sacrificing their own life, and then what I'm saying, they just doing it to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and the crazy shit is, it's like these fuckers are taking poison, right? And they looking at me to see if that poison is going to affect me. Man, since when what you eat make me shit? You know what I'm saying? Look at your life, look at my life, and you wasting your life. I mean, it's like you never see somebody who's looking at somebody, and then as they walking and looking, and then there's a whole mountain. Like, I mean, there's a fucking abyss right behind you. You don't even see it. There's a big ass hole, man, right behind you. You don't even see it. In fact, for you niggas, you keep walking, plus thinking you already in the hole, but you just don't know it yet. By the time you be like, and then yeah, I do watch a lot of cartoons, guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. I mean, I told them myself. You see what I'm saying? That's some goofy shit. Some shit Goofy would do, man. Like cartoon characters, man. But anyway, going back to the subject at hand, being emotionally balanced, it's you addressing or having to put up with your own emotions. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you got to face your emotions. You're gonna have to put up with it. You know what I'm saying? Is this just you having this conversation? Okay, why do I feel like a bitch? I'm not acting like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Is there any bitch assness in me? And then you go like, yes, okay, I see it. Oh, that's why they call me bitch. Then you gotta go like, oh, that's why they call me a hoe. Oh, okay. I see why you're calling me a hoe. And then you know what? I'm not gonna be a hoe. Or, you know what I'm saying? Hoe for life. You see what I'm saying? But it's you, dog. There's no way around it. Nothing changes until you change. How do you like that? Nothing will change until you change. So the whole idea, the whole political, social bullshit about to be a better person, you have to neglect yourself. This shit it's that's a okey doke, man. You want to talk about putting a spell? Well, that shit is a spell. Because there's no fucking way, not in your reality, what reality do you actually like where in life do you see that? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it the most successful people who devalue themselves? And just like I always like to use this fucker, what was that guy name? The Medea guy, right? Medea, right? Tyler. This nigga said, what I'm saying, he became successful. I mean, only through the grace of God, nothing else. If there was anything else, he wouldn't be where the fuck he is now. Meanwhile, that grace of God, he created that shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That nigga kept failing and failing. You know what I'm saying? Nigga too is a fucking shit on tour. This nigga was going to city to city. I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? I love your grace of God, nigga. I haven't seen a grace of God where a motherfucker, no matter what the fuck you said, yeah, I know you want to sound macho, macho, beautiful, fine. You know what I'm saying? With you would have to show me like when you didn't have anything to do with it, where you didn't even have to work hard at all. Better yet, it wasn't even your idea. You see how I'm trying to make it look for you? You know what I'm saying? Without it going through you. And that's why in the occult we understand. And that's why too, a lot of the sacred the esoteric knowledge will tell you God needs men and men needs God. Because you're nothing without God and there's no God without you. Meaning if you don't create it, if you don't accept it, it doesn't become anything. There's no entity, there's no power, there's no aspiration. So that's why the whole idea of God, whether you're conscious of it or not, it's you exploring the deepest aspect of you. Now you don't have to take it the way I said it, but the one thing you're gonna have to take, motherfucker, it goes through you. Yeah, I mean, you decided to be a vessel for God. Let's just say, because I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to fuck with you guys. Uh, Let's just say this guy said, he was just a vessel for the God, for God. Shit. So out of all of those vessels, why your vessel, motherfucker? Why your vessel? You see what I'm saying? Like God killed His only Son for you, and for you to feel like what you ain't shit. I don't know. that's tough to bear, guys. I know how you guys do it. You know what I'm saying? But your logics ain't my logic. But again, it all comes down to how you're looking at it. I guess that's how I'm looking at it. So now, in addition to being emotionally balanced, you also will need to be mentally balanced. Now, when we're talking about being mentally balanced, again, it's you understanding how your mind works. You have to understand how your mind works. But most importantly, you would have to be aware of how your mind is being conditioned by the people around you, by society, by your culture, by all of that. You have to become aware because when you're talking about having the highest state of understanding, well, shit, you can't be influenced too much. You have to understand even your own tendency so you can have it your way. Self mastery is about you knowing you. If you're being controlled by somebody else, I mean, how can we even talk about, being mentally balanced? That's why even the idea of being average, I mean, what are you, retarded or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't use you, how good are you? It's crazy. So being mentally balanced now at this point, has a lot to do with you now. These are some of the things you're gonna have to be aware of. You have to have the self awareness of these things. Now, again, that's pretty much, that covers up, that sums up pretty much what I do as a spiritual healer. Now, if you're coming back, you already know what this is. Always a pleasure to have you guys back. Happy Saturday, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, you already know, baby. It's always a holy communion. It's always, what I'm saying, us having our supper and sharpen up. I mean, sharpen each other up. It's that kind of environment here. And you already know that. So take a plate. You know what I'm saying? Come get your medicine, baby. Now, as part of my routine, guys, I always take, a little bit of time to talk about spirituality. And, but most importantly, the reason being is as a spiritual healer, spirituality is the foundation or the mirror that I hold, that allows you to see who you are. Because you can only become the best version of you by you knowing who you are, knowing your strength, knowing your qualities, weaknesses. I mean, that's the only way you become the better version of you. And in essence, when we understand the mystery of our mystery, pretty much, or the mystery of our mysteries is us, to understand how you operate and seeing, the how the universe operates. It's like, is there so many mini universe in the universe? This shit is crazy. Then you see that's when you start developing or having or attaining that Godhead mentality, then you see God all around you. But again, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. But to go back to spirituality again, in a nutshell, I mean, that's what I use to pretty much make the point of which I'm making now. And again, as part of spirituality and in spirituality, your life, you are a living mind. When you're dealing with the occult, which is a part of spirituality, what that's dealing with is the understanding of it, those esoteric knowledge. And those are knowledge that pretty much help you to have a deeper understanding of who you are. That's why if you learn anything about the occult, some of the very foundational understanding, it would be for you to know that you have a conscious mind, you also have a subconscious mind. And the whole idea of that is to introduce you to a part of you that is not visible. And then as you delving more into that invisible side of you, which is your dark side, and out of that side now you the light you bring in the light is coming out of that light, meaning a deeper understanding of who you are. But all of that, that's when you would have to understand the world that you're living in, and which is Maya, a world of illusion. And in this world, nothing is what it appears to be. Not you, not me, not anything that you're looking around you. Because even for you to get to know me as a person, yes, I do have a physical side to me, but for you to truly know who I am, you would have to go beyond, my hair, my teeth, or, I mean, this good look and all. I mean, shit, take a second, that's fine. I wouldn't blame you neither, but at some point you're gonna have to go beyond it, all right? So take all the time you need, but when you're ready, you gotta go beyond the looks, baby. And that's gonna be the true person. And that goes for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not just myself, that goes for everybody. So what that tells you that everybody's around you appear to be a certain way, but you gotta know, you gotta find that person. And to find anybody is to look for that person. You got to go within. That's why we're saying, again, when you understand your interaction here, then you realize the mystery of all mysteries. Like you are as a living mind, you are a spirit. But just to attain that level of understanding, it requires a little more for you to be more self-conscious. Because most of us we only see ourselves from the physical, just the appearance. And when you live a life that way, then you never really know anybody, and everybody is hiding who they truly are in the inside. Now you're only concerned with the outside. That's what your the outside simply means the outer benefits, and so then your looks, the self image now becomes your self esteem. And just so you know, my friend, if you're not aware, this is the life that you're living in. This is what they call the matrix. So again, but when we're talking about spirituality, I mean, again, the matrix, and I do have a recording where I was talking about Maya, and I'll just spend a second on that. Maya, which is the world that we're living in, but this is also the dimension of your consciousness too. You know what I'm saying? That's why beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So, that's why for you to all right, what's going on, guys? I do apologize. I got cut up, so I pretty much caught off, so I pretty much had to start over. But going back to the subject at hand, so we were talking. That's why you know, um, your life. I mean, when we say life is what you make it, ultimately it's gonna be your vision. It's the narrative. Again, you are a living mind. So, to understand the mystery of yourself, when you really examine or get to the bottom of you, of the way we function, everything that we do, we say it all the time. You want to change your life? Well, change your mind. And nothing around you change until you change. And but the part that they're saying too is not just you, but it's that vision that you are. I mean, it's that intellect, just like they're trying to that beholder. That's why you must become the truth for you to be true to other people. Do you understand? Oh my God. But anyway, this is all talking about you, spirituality, your essence. This is your story. Now, you may choose to be religious, as it is being perceived in our society. But true religion, it's me. I am a religious guy, meaning, I am a man of God. Consciousness. That's what I'm about. In other words, I see the divinity in me. That's why, I am part of the divine. That's why I call myself I am the divine. And here's something else too. You cannot be anything that you're not. That's why there's no benefit in talking about Jesus if you're not going to become Jesus. Because to become him is for you to act like him. Isn't that what it says? Am I making up some shit here? Fuck. Am I making up some shit here? You know what I'm saying? I'm just checking. And here's something else too. That's why that type of knowledge is called esoteric wisdom. It cannot be taken literally. So going back to the occult or mysticism, all of that shit, all of those ism or the Kabbalion, the Hermetic, there's always something hidden. And as you can see, there's a common denominator, right? So what that is referring to is the type of knowledge that you got to look for. Just like for you to know who I am, you got to look for me, or from and vice versa. Okay, let me see what this motherfucker's not telling me. Let me see how is he acting. Let me see how he's whatever the fuck. Then you get to know that person through their character, action, again, their essence. So you're not denying that, okay, there's a physical appearance to them, but when you see beyond the veil. That's why, if that's why you don't judge a book by its cover. You never do. So you know what I'm saying? You never do, unless you're a dummy, and not to be in alignment with you. That's what makes you a dummy, and that's what we call ignorance. You don't know who you are. So for a lot of people, when let's just say they hear me talking about spirituality, they always feel like, and that's one of the biggest misconception, is that spirituality, it's something that's outside of them. They don't see how that relates to their life. That's because they don't have a proper understanding of who they are. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? Like, you don't even know how you operate. Everything about you is energy. Everything about you is understanding. Knowledge, that's why you got to feed your life. I mean, you have to feed yourself. You have to water your garden, meaning you got to put a knowledge into your own fucking brain because your life depends on it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that attain more in life are niggas that open up their minds. Like, how the fuck do you want it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Again, that's what your essence is. And that's what make this world that we're living in, Maya, Earth, or this universe, it's not what it appears to be. So when you have that understanding, now you stepping outside, then you start looking at people from a different perspective now. Not just that, but you now having a different understanding of you, because it all starts with you. And that's what to be born again is. All the past shit about you, let's just say at one point you were, I mean, limited, or you were under material bondage. Well, you are no longer under that curse or that limitation, because now you're looking at yourself from a better perspective, which you didn't see yourself before. Now you understand that you are spirit and energy never dies. So that's why for you to see immortality in you, you would have to become immortal. But again, it has to do with how you are perceiving yourself, which is your level of consciousness. So now to become the Christ, this is what you inspire to be, because all that shit is, it's you attaining your highest level of consciousness, of knowing who to, I mean, shit, it's to fully know who the fuck you are. How do you do that without being in alignment with you? It's not possible. It cannot be done. So again, I know I'm not. I mean, we're talking about spirituality, but again, it's your story, and until you realize it, just like the motherfucker, yo, anybody who decided to actually who lost fat, they would tell you that. When you see somebody tell you, you know what, man, I used to be big, they telling you this story, all they're saying is, I was sleeping, and then I realized it was me. I'm responsible for myself. That's truly, like, if you know how to listen. So again, it's not how much are you, I mean, it's how you listen. I mean, how do you see it? Because what we're doing, we are testifying to you, let you know, motherfucker, you know what, I did it, you can do it too. But all you gotta do, you gotta take accountability. Nigga, you eat too fucking much. I know you didn't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, stop eating. Now deal with your fucking emotions. You gotta put up with your own self, nigga. Until you do that, you're just wasting your own time. Keep getting fat. Now, Do they come out to say it to you that way? Of course not. It's the journey, then they'll tell you, that's why I always tell you guys, the benefit of hard work, it's who you become, not the results. Do you see what I'm saying? We're not rejecting the results here, but we understand that's why a strong mind, a strong body. That's when you know what I'm saying, you stand on your guard shit, on your guard head mentality shit. So going back to spirituality, because we definitely need to get into this conversation now. Going back to spirituality, it's your fucking life. And now you have part of what we call the occult, which is pretty much dealing with the manual, the understanding of that esoteric shit, of that. Because think about it this way, right? To, I mean, for you to see the darkness, it's almost like I gotta make you aware of that other side of you so you could delve into it. Like, how do you delve into something you're not aware of? Well, nigga, you have a conscious mind, then you have a subconscious mind. That's a start. Go tell a friend, okay? And tell a friend to tell another friend. Then now you start to notice, oh shit, that is true. All these motherfuckers telling you about the law of manifestation. What the fuck does that entail? They got to realize a little bit more about themselves, and now they telling you, "Yo, have you ever noticed this?" Uh-huh. So we're waking each other up. Ultimately, it's for you to become, well, not fully loaded, but for you to actually become the Christ. And what that is attain the highest level of enlightenment, to become what everybody somehow is being afraid of, the Illuminati. If that's not how you illuminated, my nigga, there's no fucking Illuminati around you. You know what I'm saying? Take that. All right? Take that. It's you being the shine, the bright ones. Put it in proper perspective, man. Y'all making me mad out here. How do you give my credit to somebody else, nigga? You know what I'm saying? I'm snatching my fucking credit. How do you give credit to me? I mean, my credit to somebody else. Oh, I'm not gonna allow over my dead body, nigga. That's my shit. I'm saying you ain't getting none of my money, nigga. Now the only thing that you got to smell it. You see what it smells like, and guess and and you know what I'm saying. The rest is history. You only get to see what it smells like. It's coming home. You can't touch this, man. You cannot touch this. It's not touchable. You know what I'm saying? And now, motherfucker, you ain't entitled to shit. You don't belong here, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna find out. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be heading to jail, dog. Oh, man. The dogs are watching. Oh, the dogs are out. They're attacking. You have no idea. Out of your mind. And above all, of me. Oh, this is the guy you think you have. You crazy. You cannot cash this one in, man. This is too expensive for you, baby. You don't belong here, stranger. You have to go away. You better walk away. Walk away, soldier. Well, it's too late anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because you stepped into something you should never ever stepped into. You were never a competition. But you know it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just hurt yourself all the way through, man. I don't get it. I really don't. Hey, I guess I live, then I get to learn. Because, yeah, some of us live and, I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta live to learn. I'm gonna be alive. You don't think so? Wait. Wait. Hey man, I don't know why, man, but it seems like I always gotta have a little bit of bad news for you guys, man. Anyway, hey, do your best, dog. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? Keep hurting me. Come watch me to hurt me. Okay? I want you to start me to hurt me. Oh my God, yo. Listen, guys, yo, man. Yo, you wouldn't believe me. I tell you. Because I don't even believe myself. You know what I'm saying? But I guess the whole thing is me knowing it's beyond what you see. So that helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. So I know, you know what, there's got to be something else. It's like, no, I'm being punked. Hey, all right, let me be punked then. Do your best. You know what I'm saying? Man, wilding, man, the fuckery. It's at its highest, but it's also beautiful to see. It's like it's watching it destroying itself. It's just like, wow, you did all of that for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you? First of all, you threw a rock. Yeah, you not. Nobody threw a rock at you. Nobody even spit your ways. Like you throw a rock, and then just so the rock fell on your head, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, going back to the whole aspect of spirituality, again, it is our essence. But for you to even get there, that's when it requires for you to become spiritual. But what that is truly saying is you activating or being born again at this point, you have activated or had realized that other side of you. And your life will never be the same because now it's just like, listen, you cannot unsee what you already see. I mean, if you get to see I mean, there's what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's like you walking into your parents' room and your dad is fucking that bitch. Like you could just get the fuck out of the room real quick, but you already saw it. You may choose not to talk about it. You already saw it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like me. It's like I see like naked, like naked. You know what I'm saying? You're naked. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm looking at a nigga who's naked, and nigga's like, "Oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell him it wasn't me. I wasn't naked. It wasn't my. Hey, wow. No, it wasn't you. Wow. Love you. I love you. I love you. Yo, I'm wildin'. Yo, hold on. Oh man, the shit I've seen in this life, man. It's just listen, it's a mystery in itself. Life is mysterious, guys. It's just, I mean, it's like, cause you like for me, it's like I really, you gotta stop and smell the flowers, but you gotta make sure you keep walking too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some of the flowers I've been smelling and seeing. Whew, there's a whole lot out there, man. Just when you thought I didn't see anything else. Like, and I still feel like there's shit that I don't even know yet too. So it's like, wow. So I'm surprised. Like, wow. It's unbelievable, man, to see how much people hate who they are. And that hate, their shadow has taken over who they are, and they become literally monsters or what you call evil. And that is through an emotional imbalance. They become the Chuckies, and that's your foundation for what you call criminal, man. I mean, who do you think are criminals? Is a motherfucker that look just like you? Okay. Now, the bottom line is that's why you got to have that 20/20 vision. You got to have a better understanding of you so you understand what's taking place around you. So, by you understanding your essence as spirit, then you know you're dealing with another spirit. So, the whole idea of me helping you to attain your highest level of consciousness is for you to become in alignment with you. And when that doesn't happen, where there is a set of event that takes place with that too, and that's what you see in your society. That's why people are so called people are insane, bro. People are truly insane. You know what I'm saying? But the people are perishing due to lack of ignorance, and that's what you see around you. That's why, for you to better your life, you and your wife, you go see a fucking therapist. You're addressing these issues again. You are more than what you appear to be. See, when you start looking at yourself from that spiritual perspective, then your body doesn't even matter. You have already transcended this reality. This is you looking at the matrix now, like the dots. Now you can truly see somebody for who they are. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the whole you becoming the Christ is you seeing your highest, becoming aware or having the highest awareness of who you are. And that's how you're able to see it around you. And that's what being Christ like is. The word has got to be made flesh, meaning you have to materialize your divinity. In fact, to be a religious person is to materialize the divinity, meaning you are showing, what it's like to be divine in your action, in your energy, in this life that you're living in. That's when you become beautiful, a source of inspiration to others. You listen, you're doing my father's work. If that's you, I salute you because you might be watching me. Well, you tell them what you see, baby. Because beauty see beauties. I don't know who the fuck you are though, but I felt that. Well, get your medicine, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is very much for you because that's what makes this type of knowledge for the livings. I mean, it couldn't be for someone who's not going through it. Who's not going. I mean, how is that going to help them? That's why you got to let the dead bury the dead. But tonight, I want to approach it on a different level, like on a different perspective. But ultimately, it's saying the same shit. The same gist is going to be for you to stay away from them. But Sometimes when you hear letting the dead bury the dead, it's almost kind of make you feel separate from them, which you are, but I just want to approach it a different way. That's separation you have between them. It isn't because you are better than them or because they are lesser than you, but it's only because of what you get. It's your level of consciousness. Right. I'm going to delve a little bit more into that and for you to understand the reason why you have to give up on those living corpse, man. In other words, I mean, it's like another way of saying let the dead bury the dead, but I want to approach it in a different way. With I got time, nigga. So now, when you understand your essence as you're doing the shadow work, then you see the difference between. I mean, it really comes down to, and that's why we say those who say that they can't and those who say that they can, they are both right. And if you, especially when you know you can, because you see the difference. That's when you go like, well, motherfucker, you're so right. I used to think like you. Now I don't think like you anymore because I know, nigga. So what you doing here is you doing that to you. So that's truly what the whole understanding behind that statement. Oh, that's a fully loaded one. I'll probably okay. You know what? I'll do some. I'll talk about it later. By the way, check out my other channel, guys. It's called to give is to receive. So what I'm actually gonna do with the last one that I was talking about here is pretty much I talk about those quotes. I talk about a lot of quotes and pretty much, I tell you what the power of the word is because that's what you see in quotes. That's what you see in poetry. That's what you see when a great statement or certain statement that you get inspired by, that is the power of the word. This is the word talking to you. This is the word being live and it hits you a certain way. Sometimes it even bypass your conscious mind, meaning you could hear certain shit and you automatically drop what the fuck you were doing. It's like, I mean, not to be dramatic, but more like it gets your attention either way. Oh, the words are powerful, man, but it's not in the meaning of a word. That's not what makes a word powerful. But it's not what you say; it's how you say it. And it's definitely not a fucking meaning of a word that makes a word powerful, neither. But anyway, making a long story short, that's what I do on that channel. So check that out. And I'll be talking about what the fuck was I just talking about? Anyway, that. And they'll come back to me. They'll come back. So again, like we're dealing with like let's just say, I mean, it's part of your growth. How do you how do you give yourself to like how do you give yourself to somebody who's treating you bad? I mean, it doesn't make sense because the reason why it doesn't make sense it's because because it's making you feel bad. Why do you want to make yourself feel bad? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. And for the most part, the people who does, it's because they don't know who they are. So I'm saying all of that to say, like, it even if you wanted to, it's not gonna work. It's almost like I think who talked about that? I think it's what's that guy name? Paulo Coelho. He said some shit about for you to expect the world to be fair, it's like you expect a lion not to eat you because you didn't eat the lion. The lion is not you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you're not the lion. So what this is saying is if you truly want to be fair, you know, it's you know what I'm saying, that's why, you know what I'm saying, you have to understand and treat people for who they are. How do I give a calculus problem to my 5-year-old son for him to actually solve? It doesn't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? So how do you give yourself to something like that? It doesn't even make sense. And when we're talking about living corpse, we're talking about people who are not even conscious. It's almost like you want to give your love to somebody who's closed off. Well, they're not going to appreciate it because they're not in touch with it. That's not what they're looking for. That's why even when you're talking about to have a loving relationship, both people have to believe in love. Because if one hand on this side you believe in love and that side doesn't believe in love, you're not going to have a loving relationship. So even if you wanted to, let's just say, and a lot of people who's about fake love, and fake love is, you know, it's showing that you loving something, but you don't really love it. That's why when you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. You can give them fake love, meaning, not your 100% love. But if I'm saying I love you, so I'm giving me to you. Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of people are giving out fake loves now. They're not really giving who they are to somebody else. That's what fake love is, man. Isn't that why you fuckers are playing games? So you're losing and losing. First of all, you don't look for love. You don't find fulfillment, self fulfillment. I mean, and for you to even find that, you would have to be self fulfilled. So, ah, I mean, this is the cycle of winning when put yourself when you follow yourself, and then the cycle of destruction is when there's no you're not in harmony with you because you're not truly receiving love, you're not truly giving love. I mean, yeah, I mean, all you do is being a fucking deceiver, and that's the only thing you can ever be. Because for you to be, you would have to be truthful to you. You see what I'm saying? And that's you embracing your feelings. That's you embracing your ideas. That's where you express. You know what I'm saying? And when you do shit like that, there's no way you're gonna follow the crowd. But a lot of it has to do with who do you and what do you identify yourself with. Again, your life is your thoughts. Your idea of God is how you're gonna create your reality. You act just like your God. So to say all of that, that's why how do you love somebody who doesn't love who they are? You can't. And that's why for me, giving up on these fuckers, man, that's the best thing you can ever do. That's why you gotta let the dead bury the dead and release them with no animosity, but with love. because they can't do nothing for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. And again, if you choose to put yourself in that environment, it's just gonna be pain. It's you would be you hurting yourself again. I mean, you got to love yourself for you to hate yourself again. Like what the fuck? You already doing that. You gotta let the dead bury the deads, man. Giving up on those living corpse. You shouldn't have no remorse, man. How do you cry over spilled milk? You make it make sense. It's not drinkable. What are you crying for? It's almost like that milk doesn't even exist. I mean, there's nothing you could do with it. I mean, you could trash it. You could throw it away. That's what you can do with it. And that's the only thing you can do with it. So that's why when we say not casting your pearls before swine, it's not disrespecting other people. It's not to make them feel belittled in us. And as you going in your journey, you would have to learn how to create boundaries. Boundaries is built out of you being, being healthy. Know your worth. And like I tell people, man, like there's no price on this one. Because if there's a number on it, it's not expensive. Not enough for me. So what are we doing? What are we talking about? So do you see what I'm saying? It's like, that's why, like for me personally, I mean, there's no one in my life, and I mean this with love and with a lot of respect, that I have regretted not nothing. I mean, it was what it was, and then it's no longer that. All right, Charlie. You know what I'm saying? All right, bye, Felicia. And that is done out of understanding. I mean, out of love. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the opposite of when people tell you I don't fuck with somebody because of no, like it's I just don't fuck with them, dog. Oh, they doing good. Doesn't even matter. Why would I even care? Right? You ain't never done shit for me. Unless if I'm looking to hurt myself, why would I do that? I mean, shit. That's like, I mean, it's not that shit. I mean, in that way, I'm such a fucking hypocrite. I love myself so much today. I forgot I used to hate myself. Dang it. I'm so in love with myself. I forgot. I'm such a fucking hypocrite, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I still have compassion, but at the end of the day, man, hey, listen, man, I had to put my own work in, and everybody has to put their own work in. That's why, for me, I don't sympathize with losers. I understand, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, keep moving, baby. You know what I'm saying? And sympathizing with you for what? For what? To do what exactly? How how can I be mad over spilled milk? It's spilled milk, bro. Like it's like it means nothing. But for me to trash it. That's the only thing spilled milk is good for. Just for you to trash it. Now, for me, I learned how to trash it well. I toss that. I listen. I don't even look. He poured a whole milk out. I don't even look at that shit. You stinky motherfucker. Son, I can't even. Oh man, that's what I do. I even I got my gloves on. I got my. I'll be like, what was that nigga name? And I'll be like a fucking butler and shit. Like, no, it's too much for me. No, thank you. No, can't do. The fuck? Why would I do that to myself, man? Am I stupid? Oh, nah, you're looking at you, not me. Look again. You think I'm lying? Look again. It wasn't me, baby. It was you were looking at. Well, welcome to me, nigga. Well, if you were asking for me, if you were looking for me, well, here I am, motherfucker. Here I am, bitch. Careful what you ask for, stranger. Mm. So it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And that's when you attain that level of understanding, because now and that's why I always tell people, seek for the kingdom of God, because when you seek the understanding, it's what I'm saying, it's just, listen, it's how you look at it. So be of quality. Don't be concerned about the quantity. You know what I'm saying? Find that little precious stone. Okay, you ought to find the precious stone. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And quantity was never the case. No, that's why you can have 20 motherfuckers against one motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You're like, wow, really? I'm flattered. Well, I mean, shit, but bro, I mean, you gotta understand. Like, I really gotta love me at this point. It's like shit. Like, I'm really that nigga. Come on, like, even if I wanted to disagree with you, like, you proving it so much to me. Listen, and knowing that I already know it about me. So, did you see what I'm saying? It's just you didn't know though. Oh, listen, man, y'all. This is a classic. This is for the books. This is for the ages to come. You know what I'm saying? This is the ultimate. This is our story too. You know what I'm saying? And this is, and that's what makes it for the divine. And that's why this story cannot be told any other way but the way that it's being told. And that's why I always wanted to give you niggas something you've never seen before. And I knew that's the assignment I was there for. And this is pretty much the mystery of my mystery. But to summarize, guys, you have to let the dead bury the dead. And it's not because of any type of animosity you may have. It ain't because of your superiority. I mean, although, it's not because you got three legs and the motherfucker got two. Do you see what I'm saying? We all have that 24 hours. We all have all of that. Like, because I understand, like, for me, and this is where you are responsible for you, baby. Only you can save you, baby. And obviously, I'm doing God's work here, helping you to save you. You know what I'm saying? I had to save myself first, though. No other way. then I wouldn't be able to tell you some of these things. I mean, I wouldn't be able to testify. Shit, like you want me? Come on now. I mean, I'm here to save you, nigga. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to save you. You know what I'm saying? And but the only way you're gonna be saved, motherfucker, you listen to what I tell you, and you find it for yourself because you're gonna have to find it in yourself. And even in what I'm saying too, it's talking about your essence. It ain't no fucking Lespri cult. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my fucking channel. I never asked none of you motherfuckers to subscribe anyway. Well, you could just subscribe now, though. Who gives a fuck? But again, you see what I'm saying? Nah. So this is for you, baby. Mm-hmm. There's no nature boy on this side or island boy, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I am an island nigga, but hey, I mean, there's no call over here, nigga. This is all for you. You know what I'm saying? And after I close this, have a good night. You know what I'm saying? Bye. That's it. That's it. No following me. I mean, shit. I mean, you can stalk all you want. You know what I'm saying? But if you see beauty too, I mean, I wouldn't be, how you doing, girl? I mean, shit, what you gonna do, man? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to make up your mind. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be too late tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you leave the door open, baby. Or, I mean, just make sure, you know what I'm saying? You put the keys where you normally put them. You know, don't leave the door open for you. But only you, though. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, girl, you know what I'm saying? Oh, a lot of people, oh man, they don't like you at all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when two beauties get together, you already know what's gonna happen. So it's gonna be a lot of hate. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We both deserve each other. Can never be stopped, nigga. So we're gonna leave it here. Always remember, man, you know what I'm saying? When you alive, there's no death. And when there's death, there's no life. So there's no need for you to worry about life or death because you know what I'm saying, you don't experience both of them at the same time anyway. You know what I'm saying? Do you? Now you can, I mean, if we're referring to a figure of speech in terms of if you're saying death is not always truly dying, transformation, but that would be a whole different topic. But I hope you get the point. And always remember, too, man, listen, money is the worst master ever. Don't you ever make money to be a master nigga. But she's a good bitch. You know what I'm saying? The best bitch you would ever had in your whole fucking life. And don't you ever turn a hoe into a housewife, nigga. You already know. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So now if you're asking yourself, well, people do change, yes, people change. So at that point, they would no longer be a hoe, nigga. So now you have options of not allowing an old hoe to be your wife, but that's something else. People do change. That's not what we're talking about. A hoe is actively a hoe. A hoe is a hoe, and it does hoe shit. You cannot make that your wife because we're not saying people can't change. What we're saying here, this is not the state of mind that she's in. And when she changes her state of mind, well, that's why you could say she used to be a hoe, but the bottom line is she's no longer a hoe, nigga. I shan't.